Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to FILMspiration, the place where filmmakers come to get inspired. My name is writer-director Edgar Ibarra. Let's get down to business. Got a special treat for all you kiddos out there. We've got
Byron Medina.
And Byron. So Byron, let's jump straight into it. Talk to us a little bit about who you are and what you do for those out there who may not be familiar with you.
Sure. Basically, I currently am a photographer for the headshot industry, especially for actors. I cut my teeth in Hollywood several years ago and relocated here about 15 years ago to the Valley. I just feel that with all the experience that and all the faces I've seen, I understand the essence of what we're trying to establish and to get that crucial headshot, perfectly depicting who you are.
Now, headshots are a thing that I've come to learn about within the past, let's say the past year and a half. But one of the most important things that I've learned, I think, at least for myself, is a headshot can make all the difference between somebody having a good impression of you and somebody not having a good impression of you, solely based on the image. But talk to us a little bit more about that, Byron, because you're definitely the expert in that area.
Yeah, I agree. For the most cases, depending on what city you're in, but that could be the very first time someone sees the name and the face together. So first impression is pretty crucial. The terminology headshots comes back from the 1940s and 50s Hollywood days, where that was it. Like the headshot had to make or break you. Today, I kind of feel it's the same way, even though we got different types of media. You can't put 1,000 images or files out there. You still got to brand yourself with that one impression on who you are and who the real person is. So the importance of a headshot to communicate the essence to that first-time viewer, casting agent, casting director, viewing audience, has to be like, this is who I am. And once they understand who that person is, then let the expert say, maybe I can put him in this character or that character. So a headshot isn't really like acting like a certain character. It's 100% being yourself. And once that is conveyed, the powers to be or the talent to be will be able to put you in different type of scenarios that they feel comfortable that you'll be able to excel in.
And isn't it funny how so much can be conveyed with just like a particular look? Because, for example, with the ladies out there, you can have your nerdy girl look, your mom look. These are more of like character headshots that I'm talking about. But you can have like, for example, your nerdy girl look, your mom look, the seductress look. Same thing with the guys too, because you can have the guy next door, you can have the sexually alluring male and whatnot, and but so much goes into just maybe one look versus just standing there versus just having somebody just stand there and say, okay, stand right there, smile.
Exactly.
There's more to it, right?
Exactly. It's not a pretty picture of a pretty person. It's more, so who are you? Just like this interview is, but we get to do several minutes of talking. The headshot is one still image, and you must be able to portray what the essence and what composes you as a person. Then once that honesty is understood, then of course they can put you as a nerdy guy, the funny guy. So I don't truly believe so much in that character type headshot. That's like an addition to your portfolio, but the one main branding headshot is really 100% you conveyed through your expression through your eyes. That's what they're looking at. That's what they should look at. If we have anything distracting like wardrobe or frowns or trying to be someone you're not, they will pick that up right away. So my advice is to be yourself, own yourself, be you, and people will just love to work with you.
What I'm picking up or what I'm hearing intuitively is that a lot of you're acknowledging a lot of people's intuitions and working according to that, and on the other side of the photo when they finally do see that image, right?
Correct. So through the process, I try to have conversations so I get to know, you're more of a darker, edgier type of guy. The headshot will give it a little bit of piece of that because that's just your nature. I don't try to throw up commands so you have to, again, do character acting in front of a camera, because that's the job you'll be hired for. But the headshot is more, I'm a serious actor, I study, but this is who I am, and I'm responsible, and I like who I am, and therefore the director will say, I like this guy, I believe in him. What if I put him as a janitor? What if I put him as a president? He's going to take you places you may not know you can be in, but it's because you gave them that confidence that I own myself. Everyone loves to work with people like that, confidence in yourself. So that to me is the essence. The ice, that's the cake. The icing is, oh, can she do a nurse? Can she do this and that? But you got to come with a cake first.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's go to the word confidence, because a lot of times, as we've all heard the saying, sharks can smell blood in the water, right?
Right.
And so when that lack of confidence is there, people can kind of tell. But when the confidence is definitely there, and I do stress confidence versus cockiness. Cockiness is a whole other topic.
Correct.
I do stress confidence and healthy confidence. And so when somebody is barely stepping into the whole acting world and taking headshots for the first time and they're nervous, what do you, and obviously, you don't have to divulge all of your secrets and your secret
Right.
wisdom, but I mean, how do you go about setting somebody at ease to be able to make sure that you can pull the real them out of them for that image?
Right. I tried. Well, I to go back in history. I was always, the one not in the crowd, and always kind of, just a little bit shy. So I understand that feeling. So I was able to express myself through photography, and even more so headshot. I realized, man, we need to pull that person's confidence out, and even though they're worried about, how am I going to look, or I don't look like this guy or that guy. It's not about that, because there are spots for everybody. So therefore, I try to establish a complete relaxed environment. Mm-hmm. It starts off with being pampered by a makeup artist, and she's soothing you, relaxing you. So by the time you get to me, I get to know you, I talk with you a little bit. What are you into? What are your turn-ons and turn-offs? And just your personality starts unveiling itself. Then the flow starts going, and once they see that flow, we run with it, and then we talk with each other, and then I'm capturing that person's essence through that headshot. So it's a process of relax. Relax is not a command. I can't say I'm relax. What's going to happen is tense up more.
Yeah.
So my job is to be a relaxed person in a relaxed environment. We're here to establish this. The common goal is, let's get the best image out there, and it's so important to me to get someone's best picture out there. I feel like my name is on the headshot just as much as theirs, so it's important to me to give them the right environment. And people are different. Some people come in with a plan. Some people just don't know what to do. Some people want to be more directed. Some people are naturals. I key into that, and we go with that flow. I don't try to, like, if someone knows what they're doing, I don't direct them too much, because that breaks the flow. Whereas if someone's stiff, if I'm stiff and don't say anything, again, nothing happens. So I tend to go with the flow, find out what the emotional state is, and then we go so that your shoulders are relaxing and you're being comfortable with that camera. And that's when I start clicking. I don't click any time before that. It's got to be, okay, I feel like myself right now.
Good.
And that's what it's all about for me.
We've got Amber Weinstock watching. Amber, how you doing? Amber's one of our local actresses here in town.
Awesome. Hi, Amber.
So it's probably taken you a few years, or maybe not, maybe I'm wrong, but like to be able to develop the technique, to be able to just get to that comfortable working space to where you say, okay, good, let's go.
Yes. So many headshot photographers out there are technically solid and know what they're doing, lighting wise, camera wise. That's fine. But again, if the connection is not caught, it's almost like a lifeless headshot. So I'm gonna say, hopefully every professional has at least the command of the camera, the lighting. But the most important part is that connection. So therefore, it took me many years to understand that if I don't get that vibe going, taking any pictures before that, it's just kind of it's just practice.
Yeah.
So
warm up.
Yeah. So once I feel that the subject is connecting through past the camera, that's when I know we got it. We're taking pictures, changing angles up little by little, doing a little bit of details. But once that flow is going and I get connection, that means he's connecting, or she's connecting through her picture, through all her viewing audience. And that, to me, it's all about connection, 100%. Everything else is just like a dance leading to it. So.
And a lot of connecting comes through the eyes.
You're right. Headshot, to me, it's like the headshot is a three-way triangle. It's two eyes in the mouth. When someone sees your headshot, The eyes have to tell the whole story. The mouth has to be secondary, especially for your theatrical, your dramatic roles. Commercial, maybe the mouth is just as important as the eyes. You're having a good time, you're happy-go-lucky, or you feel good about the environment, and the mouth is interjected more. But when it comes to that theatrical look, relaxed face and all penetration through the expression of the eyes. And that can only be done when you're relaxed, confident, and thinking of something that you have to say without moving your mouth. So I think the actors understand what I'm talking about there. It's like the expression.
I've seen a lot of headshots where, if it's a good looking person, a lot of actors and actresses are good looking people as they step into this industry, but it's a certain tilt or a certain look or a certain something, and it kind of gets me to, it'll have the same effect the way Thor has an effect on my wife. And then of course, and then you got a Thor shirtless scene with what is the actor's name? Chris Hemsworth, Liam and Chris. I think it's Chris. And I know I always screw that up, but a look can make a photo, and I'm always fascinated by that. Also, let's talk about a little bit of the mechanics, Byron.
Sure.
Making somebody pop off the background through the depth of field, or basically the blurring of the background, and keeping some, because I think a lot of people who don't know the mechanics don't realize the effect that the depth of field can have on them, because somebody looks more crisp, more clear. It just has a different effect, and people don't even realize what it is that had that effect. And I personally am a major fan of blurring out the background big time, depth of field. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Byron, we got Amber says hi. Captain America is my favorite Avenger. Captain America, you got to talk to Maribel, because she's got Thor. So you got Captain America, she's got Thor, young lady. But, what if Captain America came to you and said, hello, Amber, how are you? Right here, with the look. Boom, right to you, Amber. It's all in the look, except, this is moving video and whatnot. But so, off of that ADD tangent.
Depth of field you were talking
Depth
about.
of field. See what I mean? I did it again.
No,
I do it all the time. So.
Yeah, very good key point as far as technical terms. A lot of photographers out there don't even understand depth of field. Depth of field is not only your aperture, how much you blur, but also what focal length is chosen and all that good stuff. But in a nutshell, is to very nicely blend in, distort the background, so it has some suggestive like colors and life into what your eyes are conveying. I'm a fan of kind of interjecting the environment, primarily more nature out there. I blur everything out because I don't want you behind a tree or something. But when you have certain, like an environment behind you, people think it's more alive. Sticking someone in a room with just one color background, it's really all about almost like mechanics there, and it's just a matter of taste. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I just prefer. I see people more alive when a little bit out in a more open environment. And depth of field, therefore, is crucial because you can't have things competing with the eyes. So everything past the facial plane should be kind of blurred out, and that makes for very good technique. And like I said, a very good surrounding background to the actual headshot. Not competing, but in supporting the expression that you're giving.
Have you ever, like it would not? Let me just kind of be very open here, okay? In high school, mid to late '90s, okay, we had, at least in the LA area at the mall, you had star shots. You had like the funky backgrounds, right? Okay, so a lot of the girls I knew that were friends, okay, they were friends, right? But the thing is that, like, the way that the photographers would set them up, they'd give like these looks, and all, and they look, normal, as human as anybody else at school, but then you hold up that photo and you're like, hello, ooh, you know what I mean? You ever have any of those moments where basically somebody who is just absolutely different day and night from the way they are in reality to the way that you put them on, like, has that ever happened, Byron?
Oh, it happens. It happens almost every time. That's probably why I really love the headshot industry, because you're able to take some person.
Here, come this way.
Sure, sorry.
It's okay.
you're able to take some person coming in, they have kind of an idea, like with all the historical pictures they've had, you know, kind of what they're looking at. I pride myself in that our team has a way to, you know, during the makeup phase to make you enhance your strengths, diminish like the weak points, make you feel comfortable, and then all of a sudden, I see this transformation of confidence because they already look good looking in the mirror, and then once we talk and get yourself, you know, going, it's just like a whole. It's not another person. It's actually you being like glowing and beaming. That is when you put the camera down and you put the camera up. It's like something magical happens. Like sometimes I you know, when I look at the view from like, wow, it looks so amazing. And the first thing the person says, this doesn't even look like me. No, it is you. All the other times things are in the way, but this is really you when you open up and be yourself and let yourself experience the moment and what's going on. It's a beautiful thing, and that's probably the payback for me when I see someone like they look at the picture and they might gain like 100% confidence. That to me is the best feeling in the world. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And so Amber says right here that the subject should pop from their background.
Definitely.
I definitely agree with that, Amber. And going back to what you just said, Byron, I think it's always fascinating to me that, you know, we could talk lenses and you're the master of that stuff. I mean, I know some camera stuff, some lens stuff to a certain extent, but we could talk the technical all day long, lights, type of lights, etc. But really, when it comes down to it, when that magic happens with the person, and they, like you said, people will say, well, that doesn't look like me. I would argue that that's maybe the confident you.
It's true.
Or the confident version that we pulled out of you. You know what I mean?
So true.
Something like that, right?
No, you're very right. And sometimes like we get people tear up. They never looked like this.
That's happened.
Yeah,
really.
It happens all the time.
Really, wow.
That's what makes us love this, because we see they come in kind of like, you know, shoulders down, and they come out like, oh my God, I'm so excited about all this. So that's just awesome.
A headshot should show your best, most natural you.
That's perfectly correct. You hit the nail on the head. That's
beautiful way to verbalize it, Amber.
Right. Nothing like coaxed or forced. Like you just said, you pull out like them instead of you push. That's just it. I don't push anything on you. It's like it naturally pulls out from you. And you know what? You can see it in the picture. You can see like, you know, and hopefully after they see that image, from that point on, they get confident. I can do this because look what I just accomplished. I look great, you know.
So talk to us about using the tools at your disposal. Obviously, a camera, and cameras have playback ability, like on the spot.
Correct.
And so, example, what I've done on sets, short films, or shooting reels and whatnot is, let's say I want to tweak something up, and I'm trying to describe it to you. I could run my mouth for the next 10 minutes, or I can just show you. And I think there's a magic that happens that when people see with their own eyes what you're trying to communicate to them, accompanied by the image, then you see that moment of, oh, okay, okay, yeah, cool. Okay, let's do this. And then they understand the tweak that you're trying to go for.
Correct.
And I think that, this is more of a technical commentary, but I think that's the magic behind the ability to be able to do so on the spot and instantaneously with your talent. And personally, I'm a fan of doing so, and I think more filmmakers should lend themselves to doing so because, and I understand that you have your other ones, you tell me in the photography world, but you got your guys or gals that are like, no, you can't see the film, not yet, and I'm just like, why? How do you expect your people to learn where you want them to go? That's like me putting a blindfold on you and telling you run across the courtyard and hoping, it's like you got to show people. I don't know what can you add to that?
No, you're right. During my sessions, working with you or working one-on-one, and we have to realize I give them a very I don't want to say lengthy, but very direct preparation guide so they can come in all ready to go, like some key points on what to do, what not to do. So once we get that out of the way, we're just fine-tuning at the shoot, but definitely it's the relaxation environment when I feel a connection's going. Once that connection's going, I start taking a few and we're talking, and then of course I will express them and show them, look what we're getting here. And then that will perk the subject up to like continue with that vibe. I think it's a major tool with digital now. Everything's live, everything's recorded, so you can now share part of the process, and it's a very big tool. But there are those people. I'm not the one that hides it, but there are those people too where it's his personality. They start criticizing themselves in every single frame. So I know, I know I will never share what every frame goes. No. Then they start like caving themselves in. So I kind of go off of what the person's vibe is. I show them a few. We're getting there. Let's go run with it. I'm not going to sit there and probably go through every single image because it could have the reverse effect. They're getting like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I should do this. Because as we all know, sometimes us actors get very self-conscious, so a little too much. So I kind of like ebb and flow with it a little bit.
Yeah, because I do think that there has to be an also spoken, maybe unspoken understanding of, okay, like on the video side with video cameras. If I'm going to show you the video, first off, I don't ever like to be the guy. No, you can't see the video, okay? Right. But on top of that, I don't want you to be the actor that's going to want to see every single take, okay? Because it's not about that. Yeah, then you're never going to finish the shoot. And so, correct, yeah. So I think there needs to be a balance of, but in that balance, I think one of the bigger key ingredients is ultimately you have to be comfortable with letting go of perfect.
Very true.
To be able to continue to move forward. Because if you're going to cling to perfect and reach for perfect doesn't exist. And there's a saying out there that it's a meme that I saw floating around there, and I just kind of stole it years ago. It says, never let perfect be the enemy of good.
There you go.
And the way I interpret that is, maybe when you're behind the camera still or video, or you're in front of it, don't reach for perfect to the point where it's crippling the production or brings it to like a crawl.
Yeah,
see what I mean? So I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that.
No, you're right. Everything that we're doing, the picture taking, the prep, the after, even editing, like you just said, it's about the flow. You don't want to break flow because flow is a natural, glorious process. So you want to ride with the flow, but you never want to break into the flow because then that turns everything around. So I think the extremes will kind of do that. So you want to stay right where you're close to that flow, like creative flow. Look, we're both creative, the photographer and the actor. So two creatives working together, work with that flow. It's a beautiful harmony.
I like that.
Yeah. So,
Byron, is there something else you'd like to cover? Maybe something, I know that I'm not asking every single question possible, or humanly possible. Is there something you want to talk about or bring to the attention of, when actors and actresses, I got a question.
Yeah. Sure.
What are some of the most common mistakes that actors and actresses can avoid, and how can they avoid them with regards to headshots?
That's a good question, and we like you said, we could spend an hour talking about that because the in all reality the combinations of things that can go wrong are too many to cover. First of all, working with the wrong photographer, because if you have history working with two type of photographers that say they're headshots, they're technically sound, but they don't care if they got that. They actually put the camera down and take you out of the office before the connection happened. That to me is a horrible photographer. Has the best camera in the world, best lighting, but if he didn't catch you and you went home, so if that's one experience you have. Second, someone that doesn't care about the preparation, you can come in, and we'll take care of it. So it puts a lot of questions and I don't know, the subject comes in like, did I pick the right clothes? Did I bring enough? I hope I look it. So you're putting too much onus on the subject instead of you preparing of the essentials. So I think that is important, like what your history has been with some photographers, some better, some worse. I've been in this industry so long where I prepare people to the nines, man.
And it sounds like if I'm an actor or an actress, I got to find somebody to work with that I'm comfortable with. That has to be there, right?
Yeah, that's true. We don't always have the experience to get to know someone before we shoot them, and I understand that. I do understand the plus of, hey, I want to meet you first and talk about, but in this day and age, things just might not have before the time. Certainly an online, maybe video could kind of break that ice, but first things first, you look at someone's portfolio, and if you see connection in every single picture, you see how they write their site, what they carry and what's in stake here, you can get a good vibe. I think he knows, and he obviously knows what he's talking about. I want to book with that person. So you have to have the confidence in that photographer walking in, because if you don't, everything can go awry. Because if you think you have to take over the shoot, that is the worst thing when the client thinks he's not saying anything. So you take it charge. What's going to happen is it's going to lead the wrong way. You should have a professional person that understands the industry, understands what's at stake, takes the time to get to know you, at least through email, and prepares you with a good, sense of direction, like do's and don'ts before you come to the shoot. I have like a 3-page prep guide, and everyone comments about it. And I do know when you don't read it, and that really turns me off, because what happens is it's like Tom Cruise, help me, help you. If you don't even read the guide, you come in with cold, no prep.
Yeah.
I have to take more time now to help prepare you. Sometimes you didn't bring the right wardrobe. It gets a lot harder on everybody.
Yeah.
Please work with your professional to at least take the time to read the preparation. And if they don't have zero preparation, I'd be kind of leery about that. Mm-hmm. Because there's no way a client knows how to prepare clothes-wise. So if you see my prep guides, you'll get it. Like, I cover every single aspect of it. So by the time you come in, you own what you need to do when you come in there. So now it's about me and you.
So and in doing that, I mean, it's basically like doing your homework before the big test. I mean, you should be doing it, in all honesty. And so, because with as much as the intuitive part that there is that plays a role in all of this, there's also a structured process.
Very
because
true.
And like, rules are there, or steps are there because they do serve a purpose, and so why not follow them? And then if I'm new, and Byron, how many years have you been doing this?
Over 10 years.
Okay, so you've been doing it over 10 years, and if I'm a new actor and I come to you, like, I'm going to place my trust in you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, you probably know a whole lot more than I do, so what can I bring to the table? So, Byron, for people out there who are interested in maybe seeing your work, reaching out to you, etc., go ahead and lay it out here verbally, but also then afterwards I want you to send it to me on Facebook, in Messenger, exactly what you would like, and I'll put in the body of the description of this video, and then we'll reshare also after we're Facebook friends. But how could people reach out to you, check out your work, see what you bring to the table?
Sure. The website is headshotsaz.com. So the word headshots plus the state az.com, pretty simple. You'll see my portfolio. Please read my facts page. It talks about, that's what people enjoy. Boy, I read your website, and all my questions were answered. And then when you do book with me, you get an extensive preparation guide that basically covers everything you can think of. Mm-hmm. It's all there. Even how to prepare the night before. I mean, I try to make sure that you're just relaxed, prepared, so by the time you come, you know you're ready, you own it. So now it's just time to get to work with each other. So headshotsaz.com. Check it out.
Awesome. All right, anything else you'd like to add, or any sort of closing messages that you'd like to add?
Just for people, actors out there, please own you, be yourself. Even in an audition, at first come in showing who you are. You don't have to dress up to the nines or think, I got to be this character. That's the job. The job is you can do a good job. You're studied. You know what you're doing. But sometimes we want to get to know the person first, like who we're putting responsibility on to take over that character. Because
ultimately you're selling them, the person.
Exactly.
Not the character they'll be playing, but the person.
Exactly, because the character, the writer owns the character, not you. I'm sorry, but the writer devised that character in his mind. Mm-hmm. So he's got to put confidence. He's going to put that carefully created character in the hands of someone that knows who they are.
Yeah.
That's really what I want you guys to really. I love when someone comes in and be themselves. Believe me, casting directors, photographers, directors, we can see that when you come in the door a mile away.
Really?
If you're not being you, you're being you. Very easy. So please let it go. Be yourself. And then when they say, "All right, you're a Sister Mary," then turn that
turn the acting on.
Yeah, then turn it on.
I like that, and I think it is an art for myself personally, like my personal life, Byron. It really wasn't until I stepped in. I did a Google article search going from the age of 29 to 30. What are my 30s going to be like, right? Many articles came up. I read one. One of the things that this one article said was, that's when you step into your skin. And I really like that because I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And then it took like the, you know, as I stepped into from 29 to 30, 31, 30, you know, now I'm like 38. I can't believe like I'm 8 years into my 30s. But I really understand that, the concept now of you just being you, and you understanding and being comfortable with being you. And then when you bring that you and that ability to just be you on a set, I mean, that's got to be the best for an actor when they go to a photographer, but that also has to be the best for you also. Awesome. Let me see. Edgar, can you please include Byron's contact information and portfolio in the comments of this video? Yes, for reference. Amber, yes, we will be putting Byron's information in the body of the video description once we're done right here. We'll wrap up in a little bit. Byron, go ahead and send me that. Not today, but you know, whenever you get a chance later on today.
Right.
You know, that was just a contradiction, right? Not today, but later on today.
I'm also Instagram B Medina, so you know.
B Medina altogether?
Yeah, B Medina.
So at B Medina altogether?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, cool. So everyone, run out there. So here's my little spiel of FILMspiration, film and the inspirational side of film. I like to talk about the things that maybe no one else is talking about, and my overall message is, you know, be inspired to run out there, do your thing and tell your stories. And if you got a higher power, consult your higher power. It's all up to you. Amber, you're very welcome. Byron, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Run out there, tell your stories, everyone. Don't ask for anyone's blessing, anyone's permission besides your higher power, which is your business to consult with. Tell your stories, do your thing, you know, in front of or as well as behind the camera, whatever your thing may be. And if you need a little knowledge or information as to how to go about doing it, go to the University of YouTube. It's free.
Nice.
Tuition's free.
Yeah.
I've learned so many things on YouTube, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to spend money for you. There's some things you want to do pay money for, like, you know, in the traditional sense of a class or something like that. Yes, but University of YouTube, if you want to learn anything, that's it. I mean, you know, what else can I tell you guys? Run out there, do your thing, tell your stories, and that's that. Byron.
Awesome.
Anything else?
Oh no, it's been a great. You made it easy for me. Thank you for that. And like I said, you guys, like you said, be you, do you, and go out there and take no names.
Bam. Okay. And Amber's got one more. Headshots tell your story through your eyes.
That's exactly right.
Ooh. Let's try that. There you go. I'm being a smarty pants right there. Okay. I apologize.
Oh no, it's true.
Look at that.
Got it down.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Byron, thank you so much.
Hey,
I appreciate it. And we'll be in touch. And again, Byron's information is going to be in the body description of the video. Okay. Bye.
Peace.